What up, Prof leaders? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're at Ogo. This is the inlet at Ogo, and what I want to show you here is not only is this a fisherman's paradise, that is, the fishermen come in here with the shrimp and the fishing boats, but it's an inlet, right? This is a coco, and it regulates drainage of water on the land, especially when it rains. So what they're doing is building a pump station. This is a new pump station that's being built here at Ogo. And the reason why this is important is because pump stations have become shorthand for government contracts. Because recently, you might have heard of the controversy, the argument, the falling out of one Guyanese critic and his partners, the Mohamed family, one of the richest families in the country. And it's over contracts that they had procured from the government of Guyana to build things like pump stations and wharfs and roads and so on. So this is what they're talking about. Critic and the Mohammeds form a company, the Pui Group I think it's called, that acquired a contract to build a pump station, something like this, and they were being paid, the contract was for $865 million, that is Guyana dollars, which works out to be something like 4 million US dollars, a little more than 4 million US dollars. And the reason why this is a problem is because under the previous government, under the coalition government, a typical pump station was built for about $350 million or less, right? I think you can go to the newspapers from 4 or 5 years ago, and you'll see that the pump station, right, the contracts for pump stations were somewhere around $350 million. So to assign a contract for $865 million to build a pump station raised questions about the procurement process. Who is awarding these contracts, and why are they paying so much of taxpayers' money to supporters of the current government, when in fact these contracts cost half, in fact a third of what they are charging now, what these contractors are charging now. So it turns out that this is what they're building, right? They're building a pump station. It's usually an electric pump attached to a hose, a huge pipe like this, and the whole point is to remove water against the tide, especially when there's a high tide and you can't wait for the tide to go down, because it's like a rainstorm, you know, and the land is flooded and you need to get the water off the land, because then you get problems with parasites, right, in mosquitoes. If you don't remove, it becomes a health problem. And that's why you need pump stations all along the coast, because the coast here, as many people know, is below sea level. And that is why the government is willing to pay to build dozens of pump stations all along the coast. What they are not telling you or doing is regulating the cost, right? So they have not been controlling the cost of these pump stations in the last couple of years, since oil and gas. And that's the problem, right? The problem is that people are wondering if the advent of what oil and gas is leading to waste of money, because money is plentiful, right? Because the oil and gas industry is putting $2 billion into the coffers every year. Because money is plentiful, there's a tendency to waste it. And so what happened is that